I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority, honestly.
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?
All forms of speech are symbols. All language is just agreed upon symbols for a given population and their offspring, right? You know, we take breaths and we exhale, and when we, activate our voice box, we move our tongues in a certain way, our glottis moves up and down in a certain way, whether we use our lips, or our teeth, or the top of our mouth ridge or whatnot, to make these particular sounds. It's just code that we all agree upon. It's all symbols. And matter of fact, not even anticipating that question, doing some own study for my work for school and stuff, and I'm holding the book here, Logic, Language, and Meaning, Introduction to Logic, volume 1. And there's a volume 2, of course. And you will see in a book like this, how language and mathematics is linked together. And so there's different types of languages. Of course, we have like sign language, we have natural language, which is the language that we're speaking now, and then you have formal language. Formal language like logic, it has its language. Mathematics is a formal language. When I code, and whether it's Coltrane, Coltrane, Fortran, and the like, or if it's just .NET, if it is if I'm coding in Linux, for a Linux operating system or something to this nature, they're all formal languages in which I use to communicate. And so what I try to get people to understand is that when you can understand and learn new languages, it gives you an edge up when you are studying mathematics. And if you are conscious of the relationship between mathematics and language, because mathematics is simply the study of logic, the study of everything that obeys logic using the rules of logic, right? And if we want to take this a step deeper, one of the definitions of ma'at is order. And all order is logic. It is about a line. It's about rank, right? A private is at the bottom of the rank of the order versus a 5-star general, right? And a 5-star general can turn around and give an order to a private, but you can't do it in the reverse. And so there's a line, there's an order to things. And it's the same thing with language. And so even the way that we speak, the codes that we agree to, it has to be in a certain order. Otherwise, it just comes out as gibberish to us, right? If I say store cookie street down coffee, right? Like, we understand the words, but the way that I put it in the order, it just doesn't make sense. If I rearrange some stuff, I went to the store and I bought a cookie, right? It makes sense in terms of English because there's an order and there's a logic to it. And so when we're looking at meta nature, there's a logic to it. There's an order of operations in terms of how to read it, in terms of how to interpret the classifiers or quote unquote determinatives at the end of the speech. And when I'm doing the comparative work, I'm showing people how the order and the logic and the semantics of the language matches the same order and logic as Yoruba, for example, or Chiluba in Central Africa. And that you can understand these logical processes and recover, African history, African thought, African ways of being, African motivations for behavior, African values, and the like, because they're operating off of the same logical system.
I don't know what we can talk about in this nation without talking about white superiority, honestly.
Who defines the meaning of God also defines the relationship between economy and God.
African Americans spent $1.3 trillion last year, making us the 16th wealthiest nation in the world. Why have we not turned those riches into wealth to develop our community?